Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing another viewer requested video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the differences between an $8 doll, a $20 doll, and a $130 doll. So yeah, this has come up a couple times where people have asked me to compare specifically the Hasbro dolls to the Disney store dolls, and I thought that it was a cute idea, and since I have them, I figured I'd go ahead and take this opportunity to also include the Disney Designer Collection dolls, since I haven't done a proper review on them yet. So I figured I would just go ahead and compare all three price points, because you are getting something very different at each price point. Now, this is not an original idea. I have seen other YouTubers do this where they compare like the price point differences between the different dolls, but those videos are older, and the prices kind of have changed for some of these different dolls that are available on the market right now. So I figured I would this is kind of like an updated version of that. So like however many years later now. Now, before I get started, if you like doll content, doll reviews, custom dolls, stuff like that, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I do a lot of doll content, especially Disney related doll content. Is some of my favorite stuff to do. And if you like that kind of stuff too, you might want to stick around, because I have some fun videos that will be coming up. So anyway, today we are taking a look at Princess Jasmine. Now, I have not really collected the Hasbro Disney princess dolls. I guess I'm going to have a collection of them, a small collection, because I'm going to be comparing them specifically to the other two like counterparts. Both of the other two dolls are from the Disney store. So, and I don't know what company makes them, because I don't know if like Disney has its own like toy company, because they usually license out to somebody else, and I can never find like the name of another toy company that makes their dolls. But these are like the classic dolls that are from the Disney store, if there is any Disney stores open near you anymore. Shopdisney.com is where I usually get them. They are also available at the Disney parks. The Royal Shimmers collection from Hasbro is probably the most like widely available and most affordable doll. These are available at like all Targets and Walmarts and stuff like that. And the Designer Collection dolls are pretty much exclusively also like at the Disney stores. So shopdisney.com, at the Disney parks. That's actually, I was able to get mine at the Disney parks because I go to Disneyland so often. I have an annual pass and I do get a discount. So I kind of cheated. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through each of these different dolls, but I'm going to go through different topics. We're going to talk about like the packaging, the price, the hair, the articulation, all the fun stuff. And each category will look at each of the three dolls at the different price points, so that way you can kind of like see what the difference is and what you're getting for those price points. So why don't we go ahead and get started, and let's start things off at the price points. So starting off at the most affordable price point, we have the Hasbro Royal Shimmer Collection, and these dolls are usually around the like $8, $10 mark, depending on where you get them. Now, I was able to get mine from Amazon. They were marked retail at like $10, but they were marked down to $8. So that's the price that I bought them for. Also, they tend to be around that $8 mark at Walmart, whereas at Target, I think they're closer to that $10. Now, the second price point we're going to be looking at is the classic dolls. These are $19.99 each, depending on where you get them. They are $20 at shopdisney.com, and if you happen to have any of the Disney stores near you. However, if you buy them from the parks, like any of the Disney parks, they tend to be more expensive. So in my experience, although these are $19.99 each, if you get them at Disneyland or in downtown Disney, they are $27.99, so there is a markup there for being able to get them there at the park. And the third doll we're going to be talking about is a collector doll. This is from the Disney Designer Collection. This is also available at the Disney parks as well as shopdisney.com. This is a collector doll, so it is kind of like a deluxe doll. So whereas the other two are going to be playline dolls, this one is a deluxe, and these retail at $129.99. And this is pretty much the same regardless of if you get it on shopdisney.com or if you get it at the park. To my understanding, they are the same price, so there is no markup at the park. However, like I said, getting it at the park, I was able to get a discount because of my annual pass. And I was able to get a discount on this one when I bought it at the park as well, so just an FYI. Speaking of which, I did do a full review of this doll from Disneyland. If you want to check that out, I will be leaving that up in the iCards up above, so you can click on that and watch that at the end of this video if you like. Packaging. All right, so let's talk about the box that these come in. Now, there is very obvious differences. So for the Hasbro doll, we're looking at a classic, what they call a blister pack. This is where the doll is actually attached to a cardboard back with a clear plastic shell, so that way you can see the doll nice and clearly on the shelf, and so that way you can actually see exactly what you're getting. On the back of these boxes, there is artwork of the character, and you also have pictures of the other characters in the line that you can also get a doll for. Opening this package is pretty straightforward. I mean, basically you just have to remove the plastic shell from the backing. The way that I like to do it is there's this little lip here that you can kind of peel down, and as long as you don't break a nail doing it, you should be able to lift up and get under this lip right here. Careful not to get a paper cut, and basically just rip the plastic shell away from the backing. The doll itself is connected to the back cardboard by rubber bands and little plastic ties. So I'm just going to quickly take some small scissors and cut all of those little plastic ties to get her off of this packaging. And just like that, Jasmine is free from the package. For the Disney Classic dolls, the packaging has recently changed. I believe it was last year, but Disney decided to go to a plastic-free packaging for their Classic dolls, which did end up raising the price a little bit just because of the way these packages are made. But what is nice is they are much more eco-friendly. This is a box that is reusable. You cannot see the actual doll you are getting. Instead, on the front is a high-quality image of the doll. And then if you look at the sides as well as the back, there is some artwork of the character. Now, opening this box is a little different than the last one. On the back here, there is a sticker that is the only thing that's really holding it closed. Now, this one's already been opened because, like I said, I did already do a review for this one in another video, but basically, once you break that little sticker there, you can very easily open up the doll box, and there's your doll. Now, I did want to take this out and show you this because it is technically part of the packaging. So on the inside, there is a little picture scene of Jasmine's bedroom. And since there's no plastic in this packaging, they have no little straps that holding her in. Instead, they have this little cardboard insert, and they designed it to make it look like she's standing at a balcony. You open it by pulling out this little tab here and unfolding it, and there's the doll. And if you're a doll collector, this little insert doubles as a doll stand, so you can put this on your shelf and it will hold her standing up for you. By the way, the Hasbro doll does not come with a doll stand, and neither does this one, although, like I said, this does kind of work as a doll stand. Now, for the $130 doll, the packaging is very different. There are layers to this packaging. First of all, on the outside, you can see that there was a lot of thought put into the design of it. There's a lot of like little details that you can see, embellishments. If you look at the top of the box, there is a window there so you can actually see the doll, and it does say Disney Designer Collection. If you look at the back here, it does show some information about the doll, including a little blurb that kind of talks about the Disney Collector Doll Collection. It does say that this doll was designed by designer Mark Monterosso, and there is a picture of the designer up in the top corner. The front of the box has two little doors, so you can actually open this up to see the doll. Inside, the doll is protected by a dust cover, which is this plastic film. So on the inside of the door here, you have a little certificate of authenticity. It also shows that this doll was limited to 9,800 worldwide. And if you want to know, the number that I got was 9,426 out of 9,800. On the other side here, there is another card, and this one doesn't have a lot of information, but it does say Disney Ultimate Princess Celebration, and it says who the designer is for this doll. And what's interesting about this line is each doll, each princess, is designed by a different designer. So this part with the doors is actually just the outer shell. It's mainly there for like dust and sun protection, but the doll is in this other box here, which is good for displaying. Now, the only thing is the window on top doesn't have plastic, so unfortunately dust can actually still get in there. If you want to protect this doll from dust, you have to have it in that outer piece, which I'm not super excited about, but it is what it is. You can actually take off this part right here, which is the actual dust cover itself, so that way you can see the doll much nicer. Okay, hair. Let's talk about doll hair. One of my favorite topics. For the $8 doll, her hair is kind of sparsely rooted. So you can kind of see when I pull the hair apart that there are some like spots. The rows of hair plugs are kind of spread far apart. So it kind of looks like there are bald spots. The hair texture is surprisingly decent. It is still a cheap hair quality, like it's a cheaper nylon or maybe a better quality of polypropylene. It is not my favorite doll hair texture, which is part of the reason why I don't usually collect the Hasbro dolls. Her hairstyle is pretty movie accurate. It is kind of done up with like the twists on the side and then the two elastics holding it in to kind of create that style from the movie. And she does have the hair accessory here with the headband, and it's just like a molded hair accessory. Now, for the $20 doll, the hair quality is not much better, surprisingly. Usually dolls at this level, you start seeing an increase in quality for certain materials used, but when I'm feeling this doll hair, I am not impressed. Like for a $20 doll, I would like to see some like higher quality nylon or maybe a saran like Barbie is able to do on her fashionistas. So it shouldn't be that much more expensive, but we do know that Disney likes to have that higher price point. Plus, both of these are Playline dolls, so I mean, I guess the hair isn't much to write home about. I will say that I am pleasantly surprised by the rooting on the $20 doll. It is very thorough and it is very even and pretty thickly rooted, so that is definitely a good, like a bonus. It is also done in the movie accurate style where the sides are kind of twisted and then you've got the two elastics and a hairband. The one thing on this particular doll is they didn't include the hair gem on her headband like they usually do. So this is just a solid piece of ribbon for the hairband. Now, since I'm not fully unboxing this doll, it's going to be kind of hard for me to show you the hair, but I did want to show you how long it is. So if you look down here, her hair is insanely long and I love that. It goes all the way down to like past her calves. Like you can kind of see where her legs go and then how long the hair goes down. It is really long hair and there is a lot of product at the bottom to kind of keep these curls nice. Up at the top, her hair is very intricately braided and done up to look like a crown on the top of her head. And she has these three little hair accessories there that kind of replace the headband that Jasmine usually has in the movie. I am happy to report that her hair quality is much better than the classic doll. And I would have expected to. I honestly would have been upset if this had the same hair quality or a bad hair quality. But no, this doll has amazing hair quality and I'm actually really happy about that. Also, I don't know what category I'd put this in. I think I'm going to talk about this here because it is related to the hair. The collector doll or the designer collection doll also has rooted eyelashes. Now, although I'm not always the most like excited about rooted eyelashes on dolls, I think that these are done beautifully. Body and articulation. So this is another hot topic for doll collectors. Now, if we're looking at the Hasbro doll, this is going to be minimal articulation and much lower quality when it comes to the materials used. She can kind of tilt her head and look up and down a little bit. It's not the best articulation. Like, there's a little bit of movement. She has movement at her shoulders, but it is this, like, you know, old school style doll where it just turns around like this. It doesn't go out at all. It's literally just on a swivel joint. But she does also have movement at the hips. There's a little bit of movement going out, and then of course it can go forward and backward, and she can sit down. And there is no articulation at the elbows, wrists, or knees. As far as the materials used, this doll is relatively light except for her head. Her head is like the heaviest part, mainly because of the hair. But the body feels very lightweight, and it's kind of hollow. But it's not like dollar store flimsy plastic. It's, you know, a strong plastic because this is a playline doll and they expect kids to play with it. But it does kind of feel hollow. Also, the Hasbro doll has tippy toe feet. So these are feet where they are meant so you can put them in high heels if you want, or they could wear like she's wearing her flats that just happen to be shaped to her foot. Moving on to the Disney Store Classic doll, this is where you're going to start to see much better articulation and the materials used. So she has a lot, she's fully articulated basically. She has really good movement at the head. She has movement at the shoulder. It can go out as well as all around. She has bendable elbows, wrists, and then her hip has a really good joint. It can go all the way out. She can do the splits if you want her to. And she also has a bend and snap knee. The materials used for this one, I can tell, are much higher quality. So when you compare these two dolls, the vinyl of the head's a little different. So for the Hasbro dolls, it's a little stiffer of a material, but for the Disney Store dolls, it has a little bit more give. It's a slightly higher quality, and it just feels nicer to the touch. I don't know how to describe it. Also, the materials used seem to be a little bit more substantial for like the arms and the body and everything. I don't know. It's like, I don't know when it comes to the actual plastics used. Like, there's not much that I can really speak to on that because I'm not as informed about that kind of stuff. But for the articulation, she has a lot more. Also, this doll does have the flat feet, which I am not a fan of. They are like molded, so it's like that rubber material. You can kind of see them there. But they are permanently flat feet, which means she cannot wear high heels. Moving to the designer doll, she is basically the same kind of doll physically as the classic doll is in the respect of the articulation and the body. There are, however, three differences. Firstly, she does not have the flat feet. Her feet are like the tippy toe feet, so she's able to wear high heel shoes, which I like so much better than those flat feet. Now, I didn't do a really good job at showing it in the B-roll footage, so I'm going to try and zoom in here. But you can also see there is a joint at the waistline here, so she's actually able to twist at the waist. And the third difference, I actually really like this. For these designer dolls, they actually gave them new hand molds, so their hands look so much better. Like, if you compare this one, there's nothing inherently wrong with these doll hands, but if you look at the designer collection, they have a completely new sculpt that looks a lot more natural and a lot more defined and less like a cartoon character. Okay, I'm starting to get hot, so I had to put my hair up. Let's take a look at the outfit or the clothing. For the Hasbro doll, it's disappointing. Her top as well as her waistband are painted on, they're molded on, so it's molded on plastic, hard plastic, and then painted over for the details. This one looks really interesting because it has this like thing, this like gem thing here to kind of make her top look sparkly. So that's kind of cool. Her pants are fabric, which I definitely appreciate. What I don't appreciate is that they are completely covered in glitter, and the glitter is coming off on oh, it's all over my desk. Oh my god, let me see if I can pick up how much, look how much more glitter I just picked up off my desk. So, oh my gosh, okay. So that's something I don't like, is the fact that, yeah, there's glitter on these pants and it's coming off really easily. And her pants have this extra like layer of mesh, which kind of creates like a skirt effect around her waist. Her shoes are cute. They're extremely simple. They're like kind of like a gold see-through plastic, and they have glitter on the inside of the plastic. Moving on to the Disney Store Classic doll. Her outfit is a little bit more detailed. So you've got layers of different fabrics and everything. The main outfit, like the pants and then her top, is made from kind of like this satiny kind of material. She also has this kind of like mesh material that kind of creates this really pretty skirt, as well as like the off the shoulder sleeves on her top. And this does have glitter, but this is how you do glitter, because this is like glitter paint and it's like on there. The glitter does not actually come off. Everything about this doll's outfit is removable. It, you know, comes off with Velcro in the back. I think it is movie accurate, except in the movie I don't think she had this skirt thing. She has her little flats, her little, I don't know what you call these, the flats with the pointy toes, and because she has flat feet, you know, I guess it works in this case. Moving over to the designer doll, this is kind of what this doll is about, is the outfit. It's red, which kind of reminds me of the red outfit that she wears towards the end of the Aladdin film, where like Jafar is the giant snake and everything. I believe this is all one dress. I don't think that this middle poof is removable, unfortunately, because that's the only thing I'm not a huge fan of. I think I would like this doll a lot more if this poof didn't exist in the middle, but that's okay. She's got these puffy sleeves that are separate pieces from the rest of the outfit. The fabric is extremely high quality. There is layers to this fabric and everything is lined. There is gold embroidery and embossing everywhere, and there's all these little rhinestones and gemstones that are just kind of inlaid in the design. At the end of these trains, or whatever you want to call them, the parts of the skirt, you have these little gold tassels. Around her torso, she has this like feather, this golden feather detail. This is actually metal. So this is an actual metal piece that is wrapped around her waist. I'll talk about it more in the accessories section. Also, if we peek under her dress here, you can see she has these really cute shoes. It's a unique mold. I don't think I've seen these before, but they're these really cute golden like sandals, like high heel sandals. Okay, so let's talk accessories. The Hasbro doll didn't really come with any. The only accessory that she has is her headband, and if you want to count shoes as accessories, then there you go, she's got the headband and the shoes. Other than that, she didn't come with anything additional. In her case, you just get the doll. For the Disney Store Classic dolls, you do also get a hairbrush, and this is what Jasmine's looks like. Other than the hairbrush, this Jasmine does also have little accessories. So you can see she has like metallic earrings and a matching metallic necklace. She also has this ribbon hairband that I mentioned earlier. Now, for the designer doll, she has the little hair accessories that I mentioned earlier. So there's those 3 gems in her hair. She has these gorgeous drop earrings that kind of look like they have a little crystal or gemstone. Almost looks like it's supposed to be a ruby. At the tops of each of her sleeves, she has little arm cuffs, and then at the bottom of each sleeve, she has little bracelets. As I mentioned before, her outfit has this metal feather here that wraps around her body. It is metal and it's painted gold, and it has these really pretty inset little gems that match all the gems that are in the rest of her outfit as well. Now, that metal piece is wrapped around her body, so if you got this doll and you wanted to take that off, you would have to bend it to kind of get it off of her body. This doll does not come with a hairbrush, but she does come with this gorgeous purse, and this purse looks like those lanterns that I was talking about. It's really, really pretty. It kind of looks like an ornate, like one of those like really, really ornate Easter eggs. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really, really pretty. Down at the bottom, it has this really pretty gold tassel, and then this line of these yellow gems that are like in a chain. Now, while the other dolls didn't technically come with a stand, this collector doll does come with a display stand. So if you want to take her out of the box, you can still display her. She does come with a stand that allows you to do that. So at the end of the day, these are 3 different dolls, and they do offer 3 different things at 3 different price points. The point of this video was not for me to tell you which one is better, because it's not really a matter of better or worse. It's that, you know, I just wanted to show you what you get at the different price points for what you pay. Also, the classic doll and the designer doll are the same height. I just have her on here. So there we go. You can see, like, because the designer doll is on her stand, so she looked a little taller. The Hasbro doll, though, is a little bit smaller. Oh, and I'm dropping things. Okay, I think that is my cue to wrap up this video. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I do have a few more of these designer collector dolls, and I figure rather than doing just individual reviews on them, since I'm not going to be fully deboxing them, I kind of like this format. Let me know what you think if you like this format where I'm comparing the different dolls rather than doing an exclusive doll review for this doll, because that way you can at least still see it, but I can keep it in the box and still kind of do a review for it. But anyway, I'm gonna get going for right now because it is dinner time and I'm hungry, so I gotta get going. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye! If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.